a fellow animal person.
Oh, easy. Are you an animal lover? Are you an animal lover? Are you an animal lover?
There's, as far as I'm concerned, the neighborhood does not want this dump. I call it a dump, a dog pound in their neighborhood. The stench, the smell, the odor, pollution, we don't want it. Not at all. There are other alternate sites that can be used for that purpose. We don't want a Taj Mahal or a church or a shrine for dogs and cats in our neighborhood. They say it's going to be beautiful. We should go to Decatur or Huntsville or some other place where they have this beautiful facility. But we don't want that facility. It's all about location, 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 and property values. And if you're going to place dogs above the citizens of Florence, we have a problem. We have other sites that'll be better suited for this dog pound. And I don't buy it, this animal love thing. I love my animals, but I don't care anything about yours. I don't want your dogs and whatnot in my neighborhood.
Your time is up.
A citizen complained about the odor of biological activity at the current site. The whiner stated he was almost suffocated by the odor. Would you want the animal shelter in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
If you want ease of access and visibility, why not put the shelter down here on Florence Boulevard where the old Sears building used to be? Sometimes the cheapest way is not the best way. Doesn't a flood area matter? A pad is required for the Cox Creek property. Will it work for the shelter building, the parking lot, fencing area for the animals, and access? Name other areas that have a pad. What is the cost for a pad? How can the Cox Creek property be supported cautiously without knowledge of all the facts, all the costs, and all the concerns? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else in this section? Thank again, Council, for allowing us to have differences of opinion and handling things in a decent and orderly way coming before the Council. So we thank you for that. My suggestion is that in order not to have ill will in our community between the city and residents, that we look more at other areas to locate this animal shelter. I'm gonna be nice, I'm not gonna call it a dog pound, but it's gotta be some place that we can compromise and negotiate, because we all citizens here, and no one should have the right to make a demand to have things put anywhere. We're a city that's growing together, that's getting along, but this is becoming a contentious situation. And so we have to be analytical. We have to look a little deeper, not just in a location physically, but we have to put souls at rest. And when souls are at rest, prosperity follows. So historically, Mr. Bankston is saying, historically, there has been a reputation of government entities and different ones to locate undesirable things in minority neighborhoods. That's a fact. Let's change how we do things. Not that we're doing it for that, But we can't continue to let things look like we're doing it for racial reasons. See? So I think what's more important now that we're thinking about is having humans satisfied and at peace. And I'm not a dog lover, but I know we got a lot of dog lovers, so I don't mean to offend any dog lovers. I like to kiss humans and hug humans, and some people don't. But anyway, no offense to anybody, you know, I just don't kiss dogs, you know. But anyway, getting back to the point, yeah, well, some people just, you know, just would rather live by humans rather than dogs. Thank you.
We should be concerned with our fellow man. I have 3 questions. Do you care about our community property value declining as a result of this animal shelter? The smell, the odor, and who knows what else. We know promise has been said that smell and odor will not happen, but we don't know that. 2, are you choosing the best need of businesses over the community? Since there are other locations, please choose a non-community location and not the one at Fairground Road. If there was a situation where the best location was in your community or neighborhood where you live, would you allow this to happen to your community or neighborhood? Would your neighbors allow you to make this decision? Can you, in good conscience, say you would be willing to be sacrificing if this was you? Thank you.
To the center.
Anna Broadfoot, and I appreciate each of you. And in defense of our council tonight, as well as our mayor, I had a prior commitment, so I got here late, so I'm not sure what all was said, but I did hear the gentleman speak to the fact that the country club was offered. I think that was simply from my suggestion that I asked the mayor the other night. I don't think that had ever been considered. So I don't want to blame put on them for a question that I had asked and they had maybe not even explored at that point. But I do know personally that 2 or 3, maybe more, and I'm feeling like all 5 of them are searching diligently and doing the best job they can to find the best location for this shelter. I too love animals, but I would not want it in a residential area. I do not consider Fairgrounds Road a residential area. I just see that as more of a business area, but I am concerned about the flood area there. And as far as visibility and traffic, there couldn't be any more traffic I don't see than's on that road right now. And I've traveled it purposefully since the meeting we had last week, and even gone through some of your neighborhoods just to see the problem with the animals and that type of thing. And I just appreciate our mayor and our councilmen doing what they're doing and searching out the best possible place. And I myself offer my suggestions and my help any way that I can, legwork or whatever. I'd be willing to, write letters or go places or see whatever. I want to help you all. I do not live in that district, but I do live in Florence, and I love the people of Florence, and I love this area. I believe we have God's country right here on earth, the best place there is to live. So I'm interested in improving it and keeping it what it needs to be also. So I just pray for each of you, and I just know that we as God's children can work together if we're in a spirit of love and not condemnation. So let's work together and settle the situation for the animals and the humans. God bless you.
Good evening. I think you all know who I am by now, but Terry Whalen. I'm here actually to talk this evening about shelter design and not necessarily the location of the shelter. I understand there's a lot of discussion still to be had about that. As we continue to move forward, however, in the process of creating a new shelter, I believe that there is a lot of research and considerations we need to put into it. The new shelter will require exploration as to the most appropriate design that will meet our needs for the future, hopefully for 20, 30, 40 years to come before we have to revisit this issue. There are several experts in shelter design and building that are available for consultation as we move forward toward ground preparation. We have included in this handout information from the Humane Society of the United States, the Shelter Planners, which is a company based in Virginia, and they exclusively build and consult on shelters, and an article from the periodical called Animal Sheltering, in which they also advise and consult on the building of new shelters. We have also been in communication with Mindy Gilbert, who is the Alabama State Director of the Humane Society of the United States. She is available to meet with any and all of you at any time, and will serve as an expert consult on shelter design, establishing our community-specific needs in our shelter, architectural plans, and building materials. The current building design and products that are available allow for an efficient and healthy shelter. As we embark on the building of this new facility, armed with as much information as possible, we will ensure that we create a state-of-the-art facility that is pleasing to the community, demonstrates our city's compassion for companion animals, and establish our city as a leader in Alabama for progressive and responsible animal rescue. We are on the cusp of building a new and vibrant animal welfare community that we can all be proud of, not just with bricks and mortar, but with a vision of love and compassion for those that are most vulnerable. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Let's put your bed over here. They're so hot. Come here. I wonder if we have some canned food we can give them. Let's see if we have some. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Is that better?
4, 5. I'm gonna go get them some canned food. I think that's much better. Where is it?
I'll go. Which about you right now?
I think it's in the kitchen. Just go straight through to the door.
I feel kind of awkward facing just forward because a lot of my message goes out to everybody. And I don't need a microphone to say this, but it's here. I don't have any paper. I don't have any statistics. I feel like Terry Whalen really covered that ground. But you guys all seem like really great men. I mean, there's got to be a reason why we, voted you in. And I'm sad. I'm sad for our community. I'm sad for this gentleman. I'm sad for everybody. And I think even though we can work together, we can all have all this positive thinking, but let's be real here. That's not happening. And while we're trying to build this new shelter, why can't we try and repair the old one? How many of you guys have been to the shelter and seen these deplorable conditions? With the exception of Barry Morris, I feel like we're working against this.
I am.
And you too, okay. And the mold, and it's awful. And I feel as if just because we help one situation doesn't mean, we're hurting another situation. And, just for the record, I would love to have an animal shelter in my neighborhood because then I could walk there and help out and volunteer all the time. But, I feel like a lot of things have been said tonight, but nothing about compassion, nothing about, the irony of people wanting their neighborhoods fixed and people who want, pity, whatever you want to say, but still have a lack of compassion. And so I guess I'm just asking you guys to please look in there and find that compassion, and if you can, go to the shelter and just see where we're coming from. See why I'm so upset. See why we're so passionate, and I like to help the weak, the people, animals, all around. And it saddens me when I feel like we're working against people. And it saddens me when I feel like we're working against not just the city, but other citizens, because I'm on your team. I'm on your team. We're all on the same team. And I care. I care about the shelter. I care about the citizens. I care.
There are a lot of references made this evening to the terrible conditions of the city dump that was there 40 years ago. Flies and noise and traffic and smells and odors and everything else negative you think of. But we're not talking about building another city dump. We're talking about building a brand new animal shelter that will be a real pride for this city. And people do want to see animal shelter before they move to places such as Florence. And I would encourage you all to vote to support the mayor in his decision on this. You will not see a dump there. You'll see, if you drive by there now, you'll see 19 beautiful acres. But thank you for your support, and I hope you support the mayor in his yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Tommy. Anyone else? If not, yes, sir.
May I speak?
Yeah.
May I speak?
Thank y'all for letting me come here today. I am with REAL, which is an animal group that is going into schools teaching kids how to take care of their pets. Raise your hand if you have a pet at home. Oh, a lot of them have a pet. Okay, what about dogs? Who has a dog? Well, we decided to form REAL because we wanted to focus on education. That is our primary focus. There's the old phrase, you can't chase two rabbits and catch one. So our goal is education. That's what we'll be doing, going into schools. There's another group that focuses on spay and neuter. That's their focus. There are groups that focus on shelter pets and trying to pull those for rescue. There's just a lot of different animal groups, and they're all great, and they're all for different reasons. So, but we're all to work together to bring good to the community. We want to teach them how to treat their pets and how to take care of their pets the proper way, the responsible way. Florence Shelter has been trying to get the city to build a new shelter for a long time. The shelter is dilapidated, to say the least. It's just not an adequate place, not to mention it's small. They need a bigger shelter because there are so many unwanted pets. So there's some misguided misconceptions that the shelter will not be clean. They are very good about keeping the pets picked up after and cleaned up after. It's not a smelly situation, so to speak. They just need your support. They need the support of the community. The community doesn't think twice about going and dumping a dog, but yet they don't want it to have anywhere to go. It makes no sense. So just support your local animal shelter and the needs that it has.